I'm Mike Shackelford, also known as the Wizard of Odds. Today is April the 26th, 2023, and I am at the Sahara Casino in Las Vegas at the Global Table Game and Game Protection Conference. And I am joined by Heather Gooze, representing the game Louisiana Baccarat. Heather, can you tell me a little bit more about it, please?
So Louisiana Baccarat takes your basic Baccarat game and just simplifies it a little bit more. The easier a game is for a dealer to learn, the easier it is for them to teach the players, and also the easier it is for the dealers to get it. The more excited a dealer is about a game, the more excited the players are going to be to play it. So this just takes your basic Baccarat and just makes it a little bit more basic.
So how is it different from regular Baccarat? For example, do you still have the 5% commission? Is there still that table of the dealer banker drawing rules?
No, the commission is completely gone, so no more grubby quarters have to be on the table. No more explaining, especially to a new player, like, oh, sorry, I only owe you $18.75 now instead of your $20 or whatever. It also changes some of the pay tables in terms of the odds. And then also that very confusing chart where, oh, you hit on a 6 for the player if the banker has this number, or you hit on a 3, or you stay on a 4. It's much more simple now. Now, 4 and below, the player and the banker will hit. 6 and above, the player and the banker will stay. The 5 is dependent on what the other person does. So it cuts out kind of that middle chart that gets so confusing to both the dealer and the player, and it opens it up to be just a much easier and simpler game to play.
So does the player still act first?
Yes, the player is always going to be the first person to get the cards, the first person. But you have a choice when you're playing Baccarat on whether you want to play the player or the banker.
Do you still have the rule where the player draws on 5 and stands on 6?
Yeah, so the rule is still the same. But now the banker, if they have a 5 and the player stands, the banker will hit. If the banker has a 5 and the player hits, the banker will stand.
I find this very mathematically clever, but tell me, the banker still has that positional advantage, so what do you take away from a banker win if it pays even money?
That's the 7-7 tie.
So what happens on a 7-7 tie?
On a 7-7 tie, the banker will lose.
And I imagine that there is a contingency side bet for that.
There is. So we have a bonus where the 7-7 tie will now pay 45-1 as opposed to the 40-1 that some of the other games play.
Very good. Do you mind if I play a few hands?
Absolutely. Let's do some Baccarat. So on this game, you have the option of doing player, banker, or tie. As long as you make one of the bets on the main bets, you can make any side bets that you want to make, which is the big win bonus, which is winning by 3 up through winning by 9, the natural win, as well as that 7-7 tie. So here we go. Player, banker. Again, the math makes it super easy. So you know that I have 2. I'm going to automatically be hitting on that no matter what happens. Banker has a 0. Banker's hitting as well. 7. Still 0. So not only has the player just won 7-0, they've also won by 7, meaning that according to the big win bonus, they're also going to win 5-1 if they bet the bonus.
But I didn't, because I bet that for the banker but not the player. I made the wrong choice.
You did make the wrong choice. You would have been a very big winner on that one. All right, so here we go. Again, it takes a lot of the guessing out and a lot of the mistakes that you see happen. So natural 9 player. So because it's a natural win, they get paid 1-1 because any natural wins on the big win bonus. So actually that worked out really well jumping in on the bonus on that. So the nice thing is it takes out a lot of the guessing on the dealer's part of, you have this, do I hit on this, do I stay on this? This way the math is super simplified and more dealers can jump into the game and it doesn't have to be as specialized. So player has 6, they're going to stay no matter what happens. Banker has 2, they're going to hit. 0, 6-0, and then banker, the player also wins by 6 on this one. So because it's 6, they pay 3-1. So the bonus is doing very well for the player right now. All right, here we go. Bets are placed. Player has a 7. Banker has a 2. Player stays. 7-7 tie. So we push on the player. We push on the player. Banker would have lost if anybody had bet that. Tie, we have 9-1. And then because he's got the bonus, 45-1 over here. So very nice. This is your big win that's going to make everybody jump over to the game and play on the game. So well done, player.
Heather, thank you so much for that demonstration.
You're very, very welcome.
So I have a feeling that somebody very good at math created this game. Who is behind Louisiana Baccarat?
So a gentleman named Joe Shipman, who actually used to work for GLI, which is the math analytical company that does all the math behind the games, he created this game, and he happens to be right here if you want to say hi.
Joe, what a coincidence. What are the odds? Nice to see you. Would you like to add anything about your game?
Well, yeah, the reason that I made this game is that it's more attractive to the players. Every single bet is more attractive in some way.
Very good. Well, can you tell me real quick what is the house advantage of each bet?
Well, they're all about, the player and the banker bet are both about 1%, just like in regular Baccarat, but this time the player bet is a little bit better. In regular Baccarat, there's a 2 or 0.3% in more to make you prefer the banker side rather than the player side. In this game, it's a little bit better to take the player side. There's also the big win bonus bet, which pays if you win by 3 or more, and that is better than the comparable bet that a lot of other Baccarat tables have that only starts paying when you win by 4. And otherwise, the math is very similar. So all of these bets, in some way, they're a little bit better, and it takes a while to appreciate it all, but I think that once they start playing it, they're not going to want to go back.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Joe and Heather, for showing me your game, Louisiana Baccarat.
You're welcome.
Enjoy playing.